whether or not you're paying attention. The screw is pulling the wood into this surface. This surface is what's driving the blank, not the screw. The friction out here is where the power is being transmitted from. Okay? We're going to do that just backwards when we put the chuck in the lathe. You going to pass that screw around? I'm going to put the tenon in the chuck. If you notice, the tenon does not touch the bottom of the chuck. Okay? The surface of the chuck, or the chuck face, is coming in full contact with the circle that I've made flat up here. That's where the power is getting transmitted. It's not the gripping power of the chuck so much as the chuck is pulling the wood into that flat surface, just like the screw did. And the power is actually being transmitted by the outer circle or the outer surface of the chuck. Are you with me? It's very important that that tenon does not sit on the bottom. If it does while you're turning, you can pick up a vibration, and what will happen with that vibration, this will shear off. And when it does, that plate glass window that you have that lets the sun come in so you can have some natural light, okay, will become a ventilation device for you. It's not necessary to put a great big long breaker bar out here to tighten it down. As soon as you're snug, the surface area out here is a tremendous amount of surface area for a friction drive, okay? If anybody would like, before I get started, you can come up and see. Maybe you can see from out there, there's a clearance between the tenon and the base of the chuck. Anytime you can use that tailstock, please bring it up. I'm sorry? Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to true the bowl blank will probably move just a little bit when I start it up, because as the chuck is compressing, it's got in grain and side grain, and it can pull it just a little off center. So what I'll probably wind up doing is having to dress this back out a little bit. Again, I've changed mounting systems. So what's probably going to happen is it's going to be off a little bit. We're going to square that up. I'm going to start at the slowest possible speed, because I may have forgot to tighten this up. So I'll start at the slowest possible speed so I can catch it before it bounces all the way through that plate glass window or the new Mercedes that you parked in your garage next to your wood lathe, okay? Well, she's pretty good. Off just a little bit. About 800. About 800. Some of the newer lathes have digital readouts on them. I kind of grew up like most everybody in here. It's by feel. And I just blank out that digital readout because, I mean, I'm not shifting gears. It's just what feels comfortable to me. We'll just true this outside up just a little bit. Now we're going to turn a lot of bowls this morning, just for the fact that we can have a lot, the more repetition, the more it sits into your mind. Okay, we've got the outside pretty well cleaned up. We've got it round. We need to move the tailstock out of the way now because we have to have access to the bowl itself to empty it out. I would highly recommend, if you don't have an 8-foot bed on your lathe, to take the live center out while you're doing this, or take the tailstock completely off. If you get a catch, if something goes wrong, the telephone rings, the wife screams, the first thing you do is jump back, and the sharp point of that tool rest, or the live center, hits that funny bone. Remember when you was a kid, everybody used to have a lot of fun hitting that? Okay? And what happens, you hit that, and you jump away from that, and where do you go? Right back into the bowl. Okay? So please try to take that tailstock out, or the live center out, or take the tailstock completely off. Now I think we're pretty well secured in here. If we're not, generally when you get about a 30-degree turn on these things when they come out, if you're not real tight in here. And gentlemen right back here, if you'll be prepared, okay? Here we go. Good shape. Now it's my turn to have fun. You folks, keep your glasses on. Did you bring your face shields? Again, this is a bevel rubbing cut. All I'm doing is cleaning the front up, so I'll have a nice surface to work with, and I don't have anything bouncing around to distract my eye. This edge right now is razor sharp. Okay, would anybody like to try to come up here and just feel that? That's razor sharp. I would highly recommend when you first start turning, first get on a bowl, is you take you a little piece of sandpaper. That's it. It's dull now, can't cut you. But if your knuckles hit that or come close to it, it'll open them right up. So reach up there and just touch it with a piece of sandpaper. It keeps a lot of blood off the floor, and you don't want to get it on the lathe, okay? All right, let's empty this bowl out. What we're going to do, can everybody see, is this light in anybody's way? It may be in mine here in just a minute. What we're going to do is go in there with a series of scooping cuts and empty this bowl completely out, okay? Now we're going to violate one of the rules that we talked about this morning of my 3 points of contact, because I have to have the tool handle this way in order for that bevel to follow the outside curve. And that's what I want to do, is mimic the outside curve on the inside of the bowl. Almost every bowl you buy, if the outside is shaped like this, the inside's shaped like that, right?